Hi K2B, it's story time! So this week we've been learning all about woodland animals. Today I'm going to read you a story all about a beaver. Okay, it's called The Busy Beaver. Let's begin. There once was a beaver who was so busy that he didn't always think things through. This beaver's carelessness was becoming a problem. His dams leaked and he always made a mess of the forest. He left trees half chewed and worse, he felled more than he needed. Perhaps worst of all, the beaver went about his work with so little thought that a tree landed right on top of a bear's head. And once he even chewed a moose's leg, thinking that it was a tree. The beaver was so careless. It was only a matter of time before something went terribly wrong. Sure enough, one day the beaver was so busy chewing on a tree that he failed to notice it was falling in his direction. The beaver woke up in hospital. He had a bent tail, 2 broken limbs, 3 cracked ribs, 4 big bruises, 5 sprained fingers, 6 twisted toes, 7 little cuts, 8 stinging scratches, 9 sore muscles and 10 nasty slivers. He had spent his entire life chewing, swimming and building. He had never sat still for a second. Now he could barely even scratch his nose. At first, all the beaver could do was stare up at the ceiling. But little by little, he began to heal. With lots of rest, he gained his strength. And before too long, he was trying out a pair of crutches. Eventually, the beaver was able to hobble over to the window. This was the first time he noticed his leaky dam, the mess of the trees he had left hard chewed, and his friends' bandages and a family of homeless birds. He realised he had a lot of work to do. The next day, the beaver embarked on a rigorous rehabilitation program. He did lots of yoga and lifted weights. While he was at it, the beaver caught up on some very important reading. "I'm sorry," and he practiced saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." Soon enough, he was ready to go home. "Run for your lives," everybody said when they saw the beaver. The beaver's friends were a little worried about his return to the forest, but despite their concerns, the beaver got straight to work. Before the beaver started his first project, he did a full tree inspection. He checked to see if there were any animals in harm's way, and he carried a frightened caterpillar to safety. Then the beaver went ahead and built the family of homeless birds a brand new nest. Next, the beaver apologised to his friends for being so careless and causing so much damage. "Thank you." To show that he meant it, he made the bear a vase for his den, and he built a canoe for the moose. Apologies accepted. The beaver's final task was to clean up the mess he had made in the forest. He hauled off the trees that he had left half chewed. He used the broken branches to fix his leaky dam, and he planted saplings to replace the trees that had felled. With the forest back in order, everyone was happier, including the beaver. His work done, the beaver got to thinking about what he might do next. He came up with lots of ideas as he got ready for bed that night. Maybe he could take a course in dam building. Or maybe he could start a band and go on tour. Or he could take more naps. The beaver liked this idea the best. Being busy doing good work was exhausting. With a yawn, the beaver laid his head down on a soft bed of leaves and fell right asleep. And that was left for the beaver to do was dream. The end. I hope you enjoyed the story, K2B, and I hope you're enjoying learning all about the woodland animals. Keep up the good work. See you next time.